Hi guys, on this video I'm gonna show you how we can edit this texture. Let's say I don't want to have a some kind of rusty or color differences, and basically I wanted to make this car looks a little more new than what we see here. So basically we can paint the surface directly on Maya inside Maya software. So if we switch to rendering module under texturing, we have 3D paint tool here. Now if I assign 3D print tool right now, so I need to double click on the paint tool icon here, so that you get an access to a tool setting. So I'm gonna dock this somewhere with this. Here we go. Okay, inside there, so that we can see on screen. Now before we paint though, let me show you something first. I'm gonna go to my project folder under source images. There is 3D paint textures right here. If I double click on it, there's nothing in there. These mean when I save scene as into different different file, and Maya will create a subfolder under 3D paint texture, because Maya assume that you may need to use 3D paint tool. So they create a window to different name based on your names of your file. So same things, if I'm gonna save this as, basically you need to do that. Always save as if you want to do a little major things, or even different state. Hold on. Okay, so I'm gonna save scene as, I'm gonna call rig1 paint. Oops, hold on, forgot. I should organize in the folder. Let me do one more time. Save as, I organize in car paint rig, and I'm gonna save in there. Okay. So now after I save that, let me show it to you. Oh, doesn't have a 1 2 3 big 6. Hold on, never mind. I have to assign it first. So right now there's no folder of that name. So I'm gonna select the surface and go to texturing, 3D paint tool, and click the option. So first, in order to paint it, we need to assign / edit textures. Mean if this is the first time we're gonna paint them, you need to click this button. Maya will assign instead. But after you assign it, when you click this button, Maya will edit or save the texture. And then these are another save texture. Okay, so I changed the size to be 2048. Okay, and I gotta use PSD format, because so that I can open in Photoshop and resave as a PNG later, or I can just leave as a PSD also. So click assign it. Now I got an error message. There's a reason. Let me turn off. The error message said no paintable surface found. The reason is because we are using the Arnold shader. So we need to get rid of the Arnold shader while we are painting, and then we can save just only the texture and resubmit or reapply into that the existing Arnold shader. So to do that is a little bit of work, but it's worth it to do it. So I'm gonna close this window for a moment. I need to prep this surface. At the moment, every single surface has this. If I click on the attribute editor, and then when I go, see car matte, green. Now, to get rid of it is a little bit involved with disconnecting the link of these hypershade, not hypershade, sorry, this shader. So to do that, we need a little trick. We need Window, General Editor, and we're gonna look at on hypergraph connection. Okay, on hypergraph connection, we're gonna isolate selection only the car matte green. Select, and then I'm gonna load input and output. It will show this right here. This is the link. Can you see out color to the surface shader of a lot of stuff that connected from here? Let me highlight the shading engine, or the they call shading network. Gonna expand, and can you see there's a long list there? Let me maximize, press F, here we go. So it's output to a lot of surface. We need to get rid of this. Now to get rid of it, this might be too much work. Try to select all of this, and we might delete something else that we don't need, that we should not. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back to select this again and show input and output. I'm gonna delete the surface shader right here, the shading engine. It will be gone, and it will look like this. So don't get panicked. If you remember, if we just reassign it to them, surface group will be created again. So for example, let me just grab only, let me go to show menu, hide all, and then show menu, turn on only polygon. So the glass material, we will not do that. So I'm gonna use a group node of the car to assign it, because it's much faster. Can you see? This is the good things about organization, everything in one group. So this is the jet mesh. I'm gonna just reassign only on the jet mesh. So I'm gonna go to a matte. Let me make it bigger so that you can see green matte. Here we go, so that you can see what it is right here. Green matte, car matte green. So I'm gonna select the car matte green. I select the whole group node there, and then I'm gonna right click and assign to selection. Now I cannot select the group node and assign it because there's no surface. So what you need is you open it up of that group node and select all the surface in there. Right click, assign it. So now, hey, hold on one moment. Hi all, I'm back. There was some glitch on my software, so now I should be able to reassign that shadow back. So now it's come back. Can you see? So I'm gonna select, let me try group node again one more time, because it's supposed to be, oh, when I select the group node, it might have a glass material on it. I need to deselect those. I'm not sure if I do have them together, because see, there's a window right there. So let me try. Might not need it. And here we go. So you should be able to assign on the group node also. The reason that it didn't work from the first time, it's just a glitch in my OpenGL. So, and I didn't do anything much. I just keep moving and try to insert another shader onto the surface, and then I undo it. When it's work, I undo it, and then I restart the record. So that's why you saw me. It works right now. Okay, so I'm gonna select. Oh man, Okay, I'm gonna have to reselect just only that glass. I did not put it into the right place. So the headlight glass will be under glass. So I just changing. And the glass is standard 9. Here we go. So it should look like that. So now I'm gonna select the left. This is probably the same thing again. I did not organize that. I'm gonna select this and add. Here we go. And then I'm gonna middle mouse drag and drop to the window glass. So let me, here we go. So now it works again. Okay. So what I'm gonna do though, I'm gonna just leave only the body here. Okay. So this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna select green car. I can do select all and control click to subtract the glass. Oh no, hold on, I can't do that. Never mind. Let me go to, okay, that's the body. So I'm gonna shift click. Oh, sorry, not shift click. I'm gonna expand all. You know what? Let's do select the inside on this part. There we go. And then control click to leave the body off and assign it. Here we go. And then so now I gotta do the rest of it. So that one already done. Oh, the paddle is red engines right there. There's a curve on it, curve on the top. So I'm gonna add. Here we go. And left add. Okay, and then jet add. Okay, what else? Pedal control and L pedal. Where's my L pedal? Control. I didn't name correctly, but you know what it means. Okay, so now right here though, in order to use a 3D paint tool, you need to assign either Lambert or Form or Blend. Lambert would be the best choice because there's no reflection, no highlight at all. So I'm gonna go to Maya, under favorites, Maya surface, Lambert, and I'm gonna name this Lambert. Let's call paint Lambert. Paint Lambert. So that you know this is temporary Lambert that used for painting. And we're gonna assign it to that surface. So you can middle mouse drag and drop it in just like that. Okay. So now we're gonna assign the map, the base map of the car paint one. So to do that, I'm gonna go to color right here. You could double click this so that it bring it up to the outliner, or not outliner, attribute editor. I'm gonna close hypershade. I'm gonna use this from now. Under color, I click on it and assign the file. Browse it. I'm gonna bring the green one that I painted, that I use for that. So I'm gonna go to car right here, rocket wagon PBR folder, and I know that I just did this the last file that I did, so I use did modify, go to the last one. This is blue 2. That's what I did. Basically I save it into, I modify the color into different version of blue. So blue 2, open, and it will assign there. Now let's select that surface again. Sorry. So now we're gonna edit and paint the texture over the surface. Let me turn off a outliner so that we can see the screen a little bigger. I select the surface and I look at on the paint Lambert. I already assigned the color right into the color channel. So now switch the module to rendering module, texture, 3D paint 2, and just click on it. Make sure you select the surface, click the option. Here we go. And the option pops up there. Now the surface is not highlight, it actually is. Now you can see, if you see that the cross and cross on the brush stem is indicate that is unable to paint, because we need to assign the color first. Even though we see the texture, but it's not assigned into the memory of 3D Paint 2 folder yet. So scroll it down here, you will see attribute to paint, color you can change, but we definitely gonna paint only the color for now. And then click assign and edit texture. I want highest high resolution just in case, because we're gonna render as a 1080 or 720s. Bigger is better. However, if it's too big, it will be too much memory to read. So just use appropriate text size of the texture, and it will save as a square pixel. So keep ratio, and I use PSD so that I can open up in Photoshop. Assign edit texture. So now come on, it's probably screen redraw. Let me pause the video and try to update the screen quick. Sorry, no, it's right here because of the clone. I can't clone it yet because it need to sample the clone. It's just like Photoshop. So I have to click set clone source. If I switch it to paint though, it will be different. Can you see I can paint and it will paint this color right there. Oh no, that color, sorry, I didn't see. And the flood colors mean you can flood all the white color into everything. And now the flood, I set it to 0.1, it's supposed to be 1 at the moment. Now I'm not going to flood the color. I want to use the existing color. You can erase the stroke. You can't undo though, but you can use erase. When you do erase, it will use the initial state that you set up. So now I will show you how to use set erase image. So at the moment though, I'm gonna let's see, I'm gonna turn clone, set clone source, and then I'm gonna set by clicking. The brush will not change, but that's how it works. You set clone source. Now dynamics is mean it's allow you to clone it. When you sample here, we don't really see the dual brush. In Photoshop, you will see kind of crosshair, right? That will move it from the original clone set and then down when you move it. So basically the same. That's same as Photoshop. See, now when I move, because you can't see my clone stamp, you see just only current brush. So when the clone stamp sample is this part, that's why it's assigned to that color. So now I can't undo it, but I can erase them. Here we go. So erases mean go back to the original stage. And then so now I'm gonna continue to clone it. I'm gonna zoom in really close. So I'm gonna switch to clone, and I don't use static. I'm gonna use dynamic. It's faster. Static's basically just only one source. I mean, you could, like for example, if I do this, set, there we go. So now it's mean it will not sample, will not move based on your brush. It will just stay right there, the place that you sample. So it's up to you to use. Okay, maybe this time I'm gonna just use static then, quicker. And now I can reduce the strength of the clone or the opacity right here. So let me reduce. So it will be less. Can you see? So it's mean only 30% something. How about 0.2? So 20%. So let me reset the clone source again. I'm gonna go with that one. And then now I'm gonna just kind of blending. If you want to change the brush size, hold B key with middle mouse button. And let me try, how about just 0.1%? Oh, that's weird. Anyway, so I just want to blend it. Okay. I'm gonna remove those kind of uneven paint. There we go. So now I'm gonna move it to the font. Now in this case, I'm gonna sample again. I'm gonna sample this color. Let's change the brush size a little smaller and set static so that stay only that spot when I paint. Now I can do B, and here we go. I'm gonna just remove those color like the chips and stain so that looks a little newer. There we go. And I can sample different color. I want it to be, how about that one? Here we go. So that I can, oops, wrong one. So that I can do a little shading. Maybe here. Play around a little shading. Let me resample again. There. And then there we go. Okay. I use now I switch from mouse to pen because so that I can touch use the stylus pressure to help me to get better look. I mean better paint, not look. Sorry, I used the wrong words in English. So now I have more flexibility in brush stroke. Let me erase. Oh, hey guys, set erase is mean I reinitial this state of paint. So let me try to do something quick. I'm gonna paint with black. Here we go. Now I can erase. Sorry, erase 2, and then I can erase it. The surface. My erase is a little too less opacity. Here we go. So here we go. So now I can erase to that stage. I'm gonna switch back to clone again, and then I'm gonna set clone color. Sample that. I'm gonna increase a little bit and touch that up. Oh, too harsh. Let's do 0.1 again. Okay. Oh, I sampled the wrong color. Never mind. Okay, how about resample again? I want that color. Here we go. I want a little lighter color. Okay, pretend that I like it. Here we go. Let me sample again. Oop. Set clone, set. I think this time I'm gonna do a little more. How about 0.3? Okay. little bit of that. Let me sample again. Set. What color should I do? How about that one? Okay, set clone. Let me change the brush a little smaller. Set it. Here we go. Then brush harder. Okay. And if you do at home, if your graphic card are not great, it might slow down the delay update on color. So it depends. And you might feel like, hey, why they are not matched with the other part of the blue on the just because of these are Lambert, the other Mintoray, so they're different shader. Okay, here we go. And at the end, we're gonna have to reassign the Arnold shader back, and then just reassign the new shader or the new texture that we just painted, that I just painted. So, and if you want to add logo, might be better to just bring this color paint that you painted into Photoshop, and then use Photoshop to add logo. Easier than try to create projection logo on the car, on this car. I mean, on the 3D paint too. When brush size a little bigger, is kind of delay a little bit. I should save options. Save. Now I need to save this image. Save texture. Okay. And we're still gonna edit them more. And now when it saves texture, it's kind of let's see, it's it just saved into the memory. Let me see. So now can you see car paint one? We got that, and texture. This is the texture, and we can open this in Photoshop and then save as a PNG and reuse it. Now when you finish your 3D paint texture, you don't want to connect the 3D paint texture from the inside 3D texture here, because sometimes if you do editing or override it, it will override the one that you are using or current use, and then you will lose those files. So I would encourage you to save into different folder or outside of that folder. So as long as still under source images folder will be saved. Okay, so now I am not going to do all of them. I'm going to do it behind the scene. So now let's talk about how to bring this into the car shader. So let's use a hypershade. I already saved it. And on hypershade we have car matte green. I actually want to save this. We're going to duplicate it. So edit, duplicate, shading network. And then I'm gonna call matte green. I'm gonna call a new blue because it looks like blue now. So blue 1 or something like that. So we have green and blue. So now on the blue, you will reassign the shader, the new texture. So I'm gonna use Photoshop. Open up the texture that I just painted under 3D paint texture, and that's the Photoshop. Okay. Oop. I want to open. Hold on. Oh. Okay. Open. This is Maya's things. Okay. You just have to add extension right there. There we go. And let me duplicate just to be safe. Copy, paste, and I'm gonna call, how about BD body? Let's just say it. I'm gonna change the name. Color I'm gonna leave as is, wagon color, and then I'm gonna call blue. Now what you need, oh, I rename it incorrectly, but now I can double click on it. I think maybe, hold on, that's not real. If I put .psd Photoshop file, and this one I can add, oh, let me remove that because I rename in the wrong file. So the reason that I don't want to alter the original, because I don't know if Maya gonna be able to read this texture right now, because has been modified. So let me close that, everything. Okay. So when I go to open, now I'm gonna choose PSD format, Photoshop PSD, not Photoshop doc. Photoshop PDF. Why I can't see PSD? One moment. Come on now. Am I in the right folder? Photoshop. Where am I? PSD? Oh guys, I am in the wrong folder. That's a week 5. Sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna go to week 6 and source images. So right there. So now I have 2 files. This one cannot be opened because it doesn't have .extension, and somehow Photoshop can't read. So I have to add .extension. PSD. Now I can open it. So this is the one. So now I'm gonna export this as a PNG, and I'm gonna put it inside car. Here we go. And this one will be a .png. Okay. So that it assigned the I have a double, here we go, wangle. Okay. So now we come back to a Maya software again. So so we call car matte blue, right? So click on it and go to a color node of the base, under base color node of the car matte blue. So click on it, and I'm gonna replace this because I just duplicate from the green, and I'm gonna look for a latest modifying. So I should have Bluetooth here. Oh, Bluetooth here, Casco. Wait a minute, hold on. I think I saved into the wrong folder again. One moment. Come on. Export as, and it should be on 6. Oh, I was in the right folder. It's called blue wagon color. It's, wait, hold on, let me check it again. Where did it go? Under rocket source image. Okay. So somehow I couldn't find it. And a blue base color. No, not that one. Come on, where was it? Source image. Oh, I still on week 5 on this. It's just because of the okay, something not correctly. Let me cancel that because of this. Can you see? It does not look at on my source images. It's still trying to look at a week 05 lecture. So I mean the correct path, it should look like this. Let me get rid of everything else except the word source images folder. Here we go. Anything before that, and I'm gonna execute it. Now it's updated a little bit because under source images also have the same name, so now it's correctly. Let me save this in quick. So I mean the reason that I have to do this because I want to make sure that I will assign the image based on week 6 folder. So now when I look at the path, now it's going to the right spot and I see my image right away. So click OK. So now I'm gonna have to reassign this back. So I'm gonna go back to the hypershade one more time, and I can middle mouse this blue, the new one, and drop it into it. So now it will have a same property as a Arnold shader. So that's it. That's how you do it. And the next thing is I'm gonna just, for example, you can reassign. I'm gonna use selection tool. Let me switch to selection tool. How about I'll select this part. Here we go. And I'm gonna assign, if I right click, assign existing material, I'm gonna put the paint Lambert onto it. And see, it still carry the same same location of the UV. The reason is because of the UV look like this. Let me go to UV editor, texture, done, texture, UV editor. Oh, I am in the wrong module. Need to switch to modeling, UV, and UV editor. Let me show it to you. So now because of this surface, UV is set to the area of the map like this. So we don't have to touch them up, and this is good. I mean touch them up in terms of location. So now I can start it to edit again. Do the same trick. This time I'm gonna you're gonna have to switch the module rendering and texture, 3D paint texture, open it up, and then we're gonna have to reassign. So let me look, assign the color, do the same thing. We can use PSD again, edit on the side. Here we go. Now one moment, it's assign. We're gonna have to reassign that shader, that map one more time. That because okay, so now because it did not assign my new Arnold shader on that surface. That's what it is. So because when we click assign, the image color is assigned to that particular surface, so it's remove the previous texture. So this easy fix, I'm gonna select that, right click and choose existing and blue. Here we go. Now it's come back. So I just didn't do the right portion, the right step. Now you will see that, wait a minute, what's going on with this Rusty? Because we have to edit the let me select it so that easy to talk about it when you see it. We need to edit this specular map right there, rough map, metal map, not color. Here we go. So and then bump map. So geometry, this one need to be edited too. So basically you have to click to go in and reassign the 3D paint to just repeat the same step, but we'll paint slightly different, that's all, and then just remap everything back. So that's it. I hope you if once again, these are not required, it's up to you. So, and you don't have to use it if you don't get time. I just want to show it to you that it can be done. All right, that's it for now.